Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anisha Mabati. Today, me and my friends would like to present about the risk management of Hon Leong Islamic Bank Berhad. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Introduction. In our daily life, we will be facing innumerable types of risks that affect, threaten, or even decimate our existence. So importantly, we need to manage this risk wisely. In general, risk was defined as an event that can possibly happen impacting our objective. Then, risk management is defined as the process identifying the possibilities that could happen impacting objective, assessing the impact, and having action plans. Focusing on banking industry, banks also face various types of risks in their daily business activities. Thus, risk management is one of the important elements in managing banking activities. Therefore, we have selected Hon Leong Islamic Bank as a case study in a view of the fact that the bank is one of top financial institutions in Malaysia. From this case study, we can gain on how Hon Leong Islamic Bank perform their risk management process. Next, we move to concept of risk. There are two concepts which is from Western perspective and Islamic perspective. From Western perspective, the concept of risk can be observed from definition of risk by some segments of the Western society. First, grade. The word risk is derived from the Arabic word risku, which was used in the 12th century related to chance of outcomes and had neither positive or negative implications. Second, Latin. The word riskum is originally referred to the challenge that a barrier reef presents to a seller and clearly has connotations of an equally fortuitous but unfavorable event. Third, French. The word rescue has mainly negative but occasionally positive connotations. And the last one, English. The word risk has been used since the 18th century, which has very definite negative association. Next, concept of risk from Islamic perspective. In Islam, the concept of risk has a bigger perspective which goes beyond its literal meaning where it relates to maqasid syariah and our ultimate submission to Allah. Risk in Arabic words is muqaddarah, muqaddir, or which is defined as the situation that involves the probability of deviation from the path that leads to the unexpected or usual result. Risk management perspective take its roots from Quran and the practice of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So there are many evidence that we can get from the Quran and Hadith which describe the concept of risk management. So in the Quran, we can get the verse that relate to the risk management process, which is from Surah Yusuf, verse 47 and 48, and also verse 67 and 68. From this verse, we can see Allah teaches always to be prepared and need to take some action to minimize the impact from the risk that can happen in the future. On Hadith, there are a lot of stories that relate to the risk management process. So from this Hadith, we can know that how they manage their risk, and we need to manage the risk at hand well before leaving it to will of Allah. Then we move to background of the Hon Leong Islamic Bank. Hon Leong Islamic Bank, a wholly owned subsidiary of Hon Leong Bank, is an integral part of the larger Hon Leong Financial Group. In July 2005, Hon Leong Islamic Bank officially founded as the wholly owned subsidiary of Hon Leong Bank. Currently operates through 5 full-fledged Islamic branches as Islamic banking, goods and services as an alternative to traditional banking as the Sharia compliant. In November 2011, Hon Leong Islamic Bank has merged with Ion Cap Islamic Bank Berhad as part of larger merger between Hon Leong Bank and Ion Bank Berhad. This has marked a milestone being the first merger between two Islamic banks in Malaysia. The merger has provided Hon Leong Islamic Bank an improved scale in business operation and assist in deepening its foothold within the highly competitive of Islamic banking industry. Hon Leong Islamic Bank offers its customer with a wide range of innovative solutions which include structured finance, business and corporate banking, personal financial service, Islamic global markets and wealth management.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Zaila Nisarhubatullah. We'll be proceeding with the statement of risk management and internal control. Start with our introduction. We all know that in every business it is important to have good governance, risk management, and internal control system to maintain the performance. So risk management isn't about eliminating all risk, but also about detecting, evaluating, and reacting to the risk. And the board of directors of Hon Leong Islamic Bank know that it is important to have a good governance in the company, so they set up a board audit committee (BAC) and board risk management committee (BRMC). For responsibility, we all know that Hong Kong Islamic Bank has BRMC and BMC. The board acknowledged it. Its management team is responsible for the execution of the board policies, management policies, and standard operating procedures (SOP).
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Aisha. So we're going to proceed to the 4.3 Risk Management and Internal Control Framework. As we know, risk management and assessment are an important part of the bank's strategic planning cycle and are sensitive to the market environment and opportunities. Management committees are sufficiently set up to ensure that the bank's assets are correctly utilized and invested for successful risk-return incentives to reduce loss. So operationally, to achieve a stable control system, the bank maintains several lines of defense.
On to risk management. According to Santomero, it said that risk management process has 4 stages. Sort of risk is criteria and report position limits or rules, investment guidelines or strategies, and contracts and compensation rewards. So the figure above is the risk management structure. It's the credit risk. So how Hong Kong manages risk? They make a credit risk management mechanism through the credit risk governance board policy. It is to ensure that exposure to credit risk is kept within the financial capacity of the group to withstand possible future loss, so the bank won't face any bankruptcy in the future. So next is the credit portfolio strategies, and they also use risk scoring model and funding models design. It is used for the retail customer, and for the SME, industrial, and corporate clients, they evaluate it using the evaluation related factors. It's a systematic mechanism for authorizing credit, which include the responsibility from the credit evaluation department, the MCC, and the CSC. And if there is a new product they want to be introduced to the market, they have to went through the credit risk evaluation first, so that to ensure that the new product complies with the required policies and standard before they are launched. And the credit risk report will also be presented to the board of directors to recognize the negative credit patterns, and they will make a solution for it. And the last one is to perform periodic stress test of its credit portfolios.
First of all is operational risk. Operational risk summarizes the uncertainties and threats that organizations face as they try to carry out a day-by-day business operation in a given sector or industry. A type of business risk may result from the breakdowns in internal processes, people, and system, as opposed to problems caused by external factors such as economics and politics. Hong Kong Bank has a strong operating management because, as we know, the bank has a lot of operations that require costs. Okay, next is market risk. The risk of the financial loss from the exposure to adverse change in the values of financial instruments resulting from changes in the price of rate of the market, including change in profit rates, is a risk to the market. The risk assessment of the market is based on the change in the key variables, including profit rate and foreign currency rates, while all the other variables are unchanged. Next is liquidity risk. Liquidity risk is a financial loss risk resulting from the failure to finance rises in assets and or satisfy commitment when they are due. Liquidity stress checks on the performance on a regular basis to ensure that the cash reserve fund is sufficient to satisfy the vulnerabilities during liquidity crisis. Next is IT and cyber risk. Hong Kong Islamic Bank ensure compliance with the regulations on the emerging Bank Negara Malaysia in this extremely increasing risk region. The bank's long-term vision for technology is to become the technology independent and embrace technology a key component of the bank to accelerate future business growth.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Anika. So I will proceed to the regulatory compliance and Sharia compliant risk. So the meaning is stated there. So basically all Sharia rules and regulations has set up by the Central Bank Malaysia to all Islamic financial institutions in Malaysia. They must follow the rules and regulations to ensure their business activities are aligned with Sharia principle, which is avoid all the prohibited elements such as riba, waror, and maisir. So in managing this risk, the Department of Risk Management work with the Department of Regulatory Compliance to monitor all the business, follow the rules and regulations that set up by the Central Bank Malaysia. Environmental risk is important to avoid anything that could harm the environment, such as waste of water, papers, and other related risks to environment in conducting business, products or services, or any other financing activities. So in Hong Kong Islamic Bank, they established a policy which is the BCB credit policy to ensure all the business. These policies, these two guides all the business, which is when they have the guides, they will run their business or services in perfect manner. This is they avoid all that could harm the environment.
Next, we move on to the 4.3.2, Basel 2 and 3. Basel 2 refers to the second set of international banking regulations passed by the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision applies to Basel 2. There are 3 pillars in Basel 2, which is capital adequacy requirements. Second, supervisory review. Third, market discipline. Moving on to the Basel III. Basel III Agreement is a collection of financial reforms established by the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, BCBS, with the objective of improving banking industry regulation, supervision, and risk management. In this regard, Leong Islamic Bank has put in place plans for Basel III to continually reinforce its capital and liquidity positions well ahead of the time schedule of the Basel Committee.
Internal audit is performed by GIED in certain entities for financial services groups. So the audit's results will direct to the BAC. Okay, the functions of BAC as stated there is very important because they will have meetings with the boards of directors and other senior managers, also with the external auditors. Besides, the BAC will review the recommendation by GIED, and at the same time to ensure the corrective plans is conducted in timely manner because they can trace and control the weaknesses or any other actions that non-compliance with the law.
4.4 Assessment of Risk Management and Internal Control System. As you can see there, the board has named a management board to oversee the overall risk management system of the company and to advise the board on risk-related issues of the group. It is also responsible for updating the risk strategies of the organization and evaluating the efficacy of the risk management system of the group. By following the process, the board is of the opinion that based on the assurance it has received from the management board that the bank's risk management and internal control systems are operating efficiently and effectively for the financial year under review and up to date of approval of this report.
For the suggestion, we know that bank nowadays facing a lot of competition, uncertainty, and unlimited opportunities. So we suggest that Hong Leong Islamic Bank can focus on investing more on the customer relation, which will lead to the customer satisfaction. We also suggest that the risk committee should enhance its ability to manage its risk with studies that include the credit risk and all the risks that Hong Leong Islamic Bank has stated. As a conclusion, we can conclude that there are many several ways of Hong Leong Islamic Bank managing their risks. Every risk have their specific ways of management, and we can see that every bank is required to have a risk management, which is the ultimate goal of the risk management process is to determine possible losses for the bank in the future. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.